Scientists have mixed the genes of various animals and created a particularly cunning and dangerous predator that wants to eat its creators. This is Jurassic World. Let's go! This story begins in a laboratory where two tiny dinosaurs hatch from their eggs. They seem to be cute, but what will they turn into when they grow up? Some time passes. Two brothers, Zach and Gary Mitchell, are getting ready to go on a trip. Their parents are envious of them, as the boys will have an amazing experience. Where are they going? Turns out Zach and Gary are headed to Isla Nublar. That's right, the very island featured in Jurassic Park. Scientists have continued to breed dinosaurs. Now, Isla Nublar is an amusement park visited by 20,000 people a day. Their mom's sister, Aunt Claire, is supposed to meet the boys, but she hasn't come yet. The brothers are picked up by her assistant Zara. She explains that Zach and Gary are real VIP visitors. Their aunt is the administrator of Jurassic Park, and she has more important things to do than hang out with her nephews, such as meeting with investors. Claire explains to the businessman that the amusement park is 20 years old. People are no longer impressed by ordinary dinosaurs. Fortunately, genetic engineering can provide the solution. Claire is unveiling a new and ambitious project. It's the Indominus Rex, an artificially created species of dinosaur. Meanwhile, Zach and Gray are walking through the park. They encounter their aunt, but Claire is too busy. Sure, family is important, but she has to deal with an unfortunate incident that has just occurred in the park. One of the valleys is on lockdown because a small dinosaur has escaped from it. Claire is furious. The technicians promised that the invisible fence would work smoothly. If the dinosaur tries to leave the location, a tag implanted into its body is supposed to electrocute it. However, occasionally, dinosaurs manage to get rid of the implant. When the problem is resolved, Claire gets a helicopter. It is personally piloted by Simon Masrani, the current owner of the park. Masrani is eager to see the new exhibit. Claire explains that there are some concerns with Indominus. It's very intelligent and dangerous. It has tried to attack people and almost broke through the protective glass. Also, it's completely white, huge and creepy. Yet, Masrani is concerned about only one thing: when there are two Indominuses. It turns out that the researchers had created two individuals, but the tiny dinosaur shown at the beginning of the movie ate its twin in the lab. Masrani requests one of the employees to inspect the Indominus's enclosure. He's an ex-Marine, Owen Grady. Owen works with velociraptors. They're also smart and cunning, and also constantly try to escape. If the enclosure isn't secure, Owen will definitely detect it. And here's Owen himself, training his terrifying pets. Hoskins, head of the military research department of the park, is overseeing him. Hoskins has ambitious plans for the raptors. After all, why do they need drones, missiles and soldiers when nature has already created the perfect weapon? But Owen reminds him that such weapons will eat you if you forget to feed them. Suddenly, a park employee falls into the enclosure. The guards are ready to shoot, but Owen stops them. He descends to the dinosaurs personally. We witness a true miracle. The raptors obey their human leader. Yeah, just for a few seconds. But that's enough for all the humans to get out of the enclosure. Meanwhile, Zach and Gray are wandering around the park. Zara is talking on the phone, so the boys easily get away from her. Finding out that the kids are left unattended, their mom calls her sister. She's mad and starts crying. It appears that something bad is happening in their family. Claire promises she'll spend time with them, but not tonight. She has to talk to Owen Grady right away. Claire asks him to inspect the new dinosaur's enclosure. Owen banters with the woman, and we find out that the couple had once a rather disappointing date. Claire advises the man to take a shower, as the new dinosaur is highly sensitive to odors. Zach and Gray watch a shark being fed to a giant dinosaur. The older brother offers the younger one to look at something even cooler. Claire and Owen reach the Indominus enclosure enclosure. Owen wonders what DNA was used to create the new dinosaur, but that information is classified. Owen doesn't like this venture. First of all, it's a confusing cocktail of different dinosaurs. Secondly, the dinosaur grew up alone, therefore it knows nothing about the world, people and other dinosaurs, so its actions can be absolutely unpredictable. Moreover, they can't see the Indominus. Judging by the thermal imaging camera, the enclosure is empty. Owen notices that the entire wall is scratched. Assuming the worst, Claire rushes to the command center and orders the employees to track the dinosaur using a tag. In the meantime, Owen inspects the enclosure. At the same minute, the staff reports to Claire that according to the tracker, the dinosaur is still inside. It's so intelligent that it has managed to fool the workers. Now, the Indominus will see humans for the first time, and they may not survive the encounter. Owen and the park worker urgently leave the enclosure. The gate closes behind them, though it's not fast enough. Indominus wants to break free too. Owen is hiding under a car. He witnesses the dinosaur massacring a worker and remembers Claire's words that the creature has a perfect sense of smell. In order to hide his odor, Owen cuts a fuel hose. Due to the intense smell of gasoline, the Indominus can't find him. The most appropriate solution is to sound the alarm and warn park visitors of the danger. But no, Masrani doesn't care about the people. He wants to avoid bad publicity. He sends rangers to quietly and stealthily capture the runaway dinosaur. Meanwhile, Hoskins is examining the raptors. After hearing about the breakout, he calls someone. He's a military man, and he wouldn't miss an opportunity to take part in a hunt for a dangerous dinosaur. Anyway, Zack and Gray are still walking around the park. We learn that their parents are getting divorced. If mom and dad split them up, then this is the brothers' last trip together. Owen gets to the control center and insists on withdrawing the rangers. These hunters don't even have lethal weapons against such a predator, which means they don't stand a single chance against the Indominus. Nobody hears the man out, and it turns out to be a giant mistake. The rangers find a piece of flesh with a tracker in the river. Apparently, the Indominus memorized the spot where the tracker was implanted into his body and just got rid of it. From now on, the invisible electrical barrier is no longer an obstacle for him. The rangers have only a few minutes left to live. Within those minutes, they make another discovery. The new dinosaur has the ability to change color. Indominus changed its coloring from white to green, crept up to the group and destroyed it. The owner of the park is shocked. Owen demands the immediate evacuation of the island. In his opinion, the only way to save the people is to mount a machine gun on a helicopter and deal with the dinosaur. Needless to say, they don't follow his advice again. The only thing Masrani does is consult with the geneticists. He demands an explanation of how Indominus got his superpowers. Turns out the reason is its genetic cocktail. The ability to change color was developed due to the cuttlefish genes, and the tree frog's DNA allowed the dinosaur to trick the thermal imaging camera. Zack and Gray ride around the park in a gyrosphere, unaware of the situation. When Aunt Claire is informed of it, she goes into panic. Everyone is engaged in a search for the dangerous dinosaur. Claire realizes that the only one who can help her find the kids is Owen. And these kids really need help. Their gyrosphere is found by the Indominus Rex. Unbreakable glass? Forget about it. The monster bites through it in a second. The boys manage to escape. The dinosaur almost catches up with them, but they manage to escape once again. Owen and Claire set off in a search for the brothers. They spot a barely alive dinosaur, and it's not alone. Owen realizes that the monster doesn't eat its victims. He eliminated an entire herd just for fun. The main characters come across a broken gyrosphere. Fortunately, the children were not inside of it, so the search continues. After getting out of the water, Zack and Gray come to the abandoned building of the first park. There are some old jeeps in there, and the brothers come up with a great idea to use one of them, whereas people at the control center lack good ideas. Hoskins offers the park owner to use trained raptors against the Indominus. Indominus. That's how he'll test his living weapons. But Masrani recalls Owen's words about the danger and unpredictability. He orders the guards to mount the assault weapon on the helicopter and takes off. After fixing the jeep, the boys leave the building. Owen and Claire can't keep up with them, but they are just in time to meet the furious Indominus. Luckily, the dinosaur is distracted by the helicopter. Trying to evade the bullets, Indominus breaks through the wall of the flying dinosaur's enclosure. Masrani loses control, causing the helicopter to crash. Hundreds of pteranodons escape through the hole in the enclosure. All of the main characters finally return to the center of the park. Zack and Gray meet Zara. Claire and Owen are already rushing to them. All of a sudden, people are attacked by a flock of pteranodons. The visitors start to panic. One of the creatures grabs Zara, but fails to carry off its prey. The flying monsters become food for the underwater monster. Owen is attacked by one of the dinosaurs, but Claire rescues him. Owen kisses her in gratitude. Looks like they'll get their second date. Since the park owner is dead, Hoskins declares himself the boss and orders the workers to unleash the raptors to hunt. Owen gets into the fray as he is worried about his favorites, but no one listens to him once again. The raptors will be used anyway. Realizing that he has no other choice, Owen agrees to help and develops a plan for the hunt. He explains to Zack and Gray that the raptors are a pack of beta animals. Owen is their alpha, in other words, their leader. Claire puts the kids in a van and wants to take them away. Let the hunt begin. Owen makes his raptor smell a piece of Indominus's flesh with the tracker, and the dinosaurs immediately follow the trail. Owen and the soldiers ride after them on motorcycles. Hoskins is thrilled and immediately starts fantasizing about using raptors for the war in Iraq. However, the hunt doesn't go according to plan. The raptors find Indominus, but instead of attacking it, they communicate with each other. Owen figures out one more component of his genetic cocktail. Indominus carries the genes of a raptor. From now on, he is the pack's new alpha. The soldiers attack, but it's too late. The unit is sustaining heavy casualties. The raptors no longer serve the humans. After dealing with the troops, they attack the van with Zack and Gray. The brothers find stun batons and fight back. They realize that they can accomplish anything together, and even the divorce of their parents won't separate them. The protagonists are heading back to the main building. There, they finally start the evacuation. All the personnel are leaving, except for one guy. He decides that the command center can't be left unattended. Meanwhile, scientists are preserving dinosaur embryos. They're being evacuated by helicopter on Hoskins' orders. First and foremost, he saves not the people but his future weapons. When the protagonists reach the lab, they find it empty. Hoskins explains to Claire that this park was not a recreational facility, but a site for military experiments. However, Hoskins' plans are not destined to be fulfilled. A raptor shows up and easily deals with him. Owen and the others run outside. They are surrounded by raptors. Owen tries to re-establish a bond with his subordinates. Between the alpha they met recently and the man they've known their entire lives, the raptors chose the man. They attack the Indominus. Yet, what can a small dinosaur do against such a giant? Gray claims that they need more teeth to win. In that split second, Claire realizes what needs to be done. She orders the guy in the command center to open the Paddock 9. There it is, Claire's secret weapon. After getting out of its enclosure, the T-Rex engages in a fight over territory. Indominus is about to defeat it. Suddenly, the last standing raptor shows up and distracts the dangerous predator. They approach the edge of a pond, and then something incredible happens. The marine dinosaur emerges from the water and grabs Indominus. He drags him into its underwater kingdom. The last living raptor is waiting for new orders from Owen, but the man sets him free. The morning comes after the horrific night. People are examined by paramedics. Zack and Grace's parents arrive at the island. Claire feels guilty, but her sister is glad that all the members of the family are safe. It looks like this is the end of the Jurassic World. People are fleeing the island. A satisfied Tyrannosaurus strolls through his lands and roars triumphantly. Would you like to pet a live dinosaur? You've been watching the Movie Cat channel. I'll see you later.